Okay, we're trying to find the slope-intercept form of a line passing through the point 4, 8. So this is going to be some form of x1, y1, and parallel to a line in standard form like this. Now, parallel is going to tell me slopes will be equal. So first thing I want to do here is I want to get 9x plus 2y is equal to 1. I want to get the y by itself. That's how I can identify a slope. So I'll add 9x to both sides. 2y is equal to 9x plus 1. Divide each side by 2. Y is equal to 9/2 x plus 1/2. Now, since my slope is 9/2, and I'm looking for a line passing through this, I know right away B or C is going to be one of my possible answers because this slope is not the same. This is actually a neither slope because it's flipped and the sign doesn't change. This, the sign changes, but the slope doesn't flip, so actually this is a neither as well. These two aren't even perpendicular. Again, I go back to my y minus y1 is equal to mx minus x1. Y minus a minus 8. That's important. The formula calls for a negative. The value is a negative, so it ends up being a positive number. X minus 4. Y plus 8. Yeah, okay, we have to deal with some fractions. That's okay. And then we're going to have a 36 over 2. I did 9 times 4 over 2. So actually we get y plus 8 is equal to 9/2 x minus 18. Subtract 8, y is equal to 9/2 x minus 26. This 36 divided by 2 is 18, that's what I got there. And here's my linear model, or y equals mx plus b, and my answer choice C. A little bit easier because we're not changing slope. It was nice because this actually reduced to a whole number. Let's keep working. Okay, so here we have one where you're not even having to change from a standard to slope-intercept. It's telling you parallel, and it's telling you that the slope is 6. So my m is going to be the same. It's going to be 6. My y1 is going to be -4, x1, 2. And then I could just use my y minus y1 is equal to m x minus x1. Y minus -4 is equal to 6, x minus 2. Y plus 4 is equal to 6x minus 12. Subtract 4, y is equal to 6x minus 16. And then last but not least, we have a line perpendicular to this. Again, we look at the 7x minus 6y is equal to 5. We want to find our slope. Subtract 7x. -6y is equal to -7x plus 5. I chose this because this is fraction intensive, meaning it has a lot of fractions to work with it. You have a negative over a negative, so that's a positive 7 over 6x, and then a minus 5 over 6. This is key because this information and the perpendicular allows me to go or change my slope from a 7 over 6 to a -6 over 7. Again, you have a flip, and you have a sign change. In this case, you have a positive to a negative. You have a sign change, which allows me to look at answer choices B and C. Allows me to eliminate these two. And then you're continuing to go back. Now you could You could plug in the -9 and the 6 into this and see what equals each other, but I think the y minus y1 and equals, this comes up literally every time that you guys are working with problems like this. That's why they give you this here. I'm just going to say y minus a minus 6 is a y plus 6. I'm going to say the slope is -6/7. X minus a minus 9 is x plus 9. Y plus 6 is equal to -6/7x. Ooh, that's a minus 54/7. And then I want to add, let's look at how do I subtract a -6 from a 54/7? Why? 54/7 minus a 6/1, which becomes a -54/7 minus, let's change the bottom number. 1 times 7 is 7, so 6 times 7 is 42. When you subtract from a negative, you're adding negatives. That gives you that -96/7. So my equation would be y is equal to -6/7x minus 96/7. I gave this fraction intensive question so in case you guys, get stuck maybe at this part right here, you have this to look at to get yourselves to here.